the more and more I think about it, the more and more it plays in my mind, if that makes sense. But I went in there on short notice against the scariest man in the division, and I made him human. I proved to the world how talented I am against a guy who they thought was unbeatable. And I went out there, and there's no argument in my mind that when that fight finishes, that you can't sit there and say anything else other than I'm the scarier fighter. He didn't beat me anywhere. The significant strikes, I won. The grappling exchanges, I was winning. I was defending and shutting down everything he was doing. The game plan and everything that I had come up and told my team I wanted to do, it worked. So it's a matter of seconds and 4 to 5 extra shots, and you're talking about 5 rounds in my favor. But I'm very proud of the performance I went out and put on. 25 minutes with someone who people didn't want to fight. Everyone in the division was running from him, and I stood up and said, absolutely, let's go. I know I can beat you. I know I'm good enough to go out there and beat anyone on any given day. And I proved that it was that close, razor thin. So I feel like the biggest thing for me is that takedown in the 4th round. Had he not secured that takedown in the 4th round, I believe I win 3, 4, 5. I've told everyone this area I'm phenomenally talented in every single aspect. And I said it to you like last week. When I come up against opponents that are of a better level and that excite me, it brings the most out of me. It brings the best version of me, because I have to show up and I have to be on form against someone like a Shavkat, or else he will run through you. If you do not come in ready, prepared, that guy can run through you. But he didn't, and he couldn't. I shut down all of his success, and I nearly had him out. I was that close to putting him asleep and breaking his fucking jaw. It'll make me better. I'll be better for this. I definitely hear and see and feel a lot of love and a lot of respect. I'm very grateful to a lot of the fans, especially the Kazakhstan fans. They've been amazing.
Wow.
They understand that I took this fight in short notice, that I essentially stepped up when people weren't willing to step in. And I did it. And I put on a fight that got them worried, got them scared, and against their biggest star. So I'm very grateful to them, and I'm very grateful to everyone who sees the true ability that I possess, sees how great I am and how close I was to winning that fight. And I said it the other day on my Instagram, it further affirms to me that I am absolutely going to be the champion of the world. It is just a matter of time. I've been gifted by God talents that other people cannot understand, a mentality that people cannot comprehend, because I am simply gifted. When I stood in that octagon on Saturday night, I knew and believed that I could go out there and beat that man. And I gave it a pretty good go. Do you know what I mean? Everything I did, there wasn't anything in that fight that shocked nor surprised me. I told you I respect him in every asset of the game. He's a great striker. He's awkward. He's got great grappling. And I believed he was going to try and take me down. Leading into the fight, everyone was talking about how he choked me in training, yada, yada, yada. Well, who looked like he was going to finish the fight on Saturday night? It wasn't him. It was only me. I jumped on 3 submissions. I tried to wrap up all 3 of them. He defended well. Great job. When we got back to the feet, I was winning. He had big shots. Fair play. It's a fight. I'd hope that one of the best fighters in the division would be able to have success against me. So the confidence isn't rattled. It's not going anywhere. I know how talented I am. I know how young I am, and I know how skillful I will and am. I will be and am right now. It's just a matter of tiny, minuscule tweaks in a game of inches to go out there and get that finish, get that win, and get the belt. So I have no doubt in my mind that next year I will get that belt. No doubt whatsoever. If we fight today 5 rounds, I believe I win. That's how fast I learn. It's how fast I grow and evolve. And at the end of the 5 rounds, he was bollocks. He was breathing out of his arse. He looked broken. I didn't. So yeah, I feel like if you put me and him in that octagon today, I'll win. And that's okay. I may not have got my hand raised on Saturday night. I may not have won the fight, but I'm not broken. My spirit is not, I do not remotely feel like in my heart or soul that I've lost. I feel like I've only proven to myself and the entire planet that I am absolutely one of the greatest fighters in this division. And it's a matter of time until that belt is mine. If he has injuries, you keep them private. You don't need to talk about, he doesn't need to bring them up, or they don't need to be exposed. I had some. It's not the end of the world. I'm not going to sit here and tell people I had them. When I signed that contract and I stepped up and was willing to go in there, I was willing to go in there. Live and die by the sword. Go in there and prove it. It doesn't matter about injuries. You step into the octagon, there's nothing that you can use for excuses as to why you didn't perform the way you did, or why you may not have won, or why you lost, whatever it is. I feel like that's, to me, it's not classy. You went in there, you stood up in there, you signed the contract, you stood on the scales, you went in and you fought. That's it. And congratulations, he won. Obviously, being undefeated for so long and having that over your head, I never once thought a loss would feel as good as it does. And what I mean by that is, I don't feel like I lost. I don't feel like I left that fight with the same energy of, I feel like I went out there and I did everything I possibly could to go out there and beat that man in those moments. And I fought smart, I fought hard, I proved how talented I am, I proved how intelligent I am. I shut all of his success down. I believe I was the better fighter on the night. If anything, I believe he got tired. He was just trying to hold on. I could feel he was tired in the last round. You know, I was the one pushing him. I was the one causing the issues. So I don't feel like it's a loss to a certain extent. My hand may not have got raised, but I don't feel like I've lost. It's hard to word because obviously I did not win. But I guess my spirit is not broken. My heart nor spirit does not feel like I still feel like I'm slightly victorious in this motion. I made a man who everyone spoke about so highly and had so much respect for and so much hype around. I made him human, and I went in there and I brought the fight to him in every single element of the game. So I'm very proud of myself, and as I said, I know now more than ever that I'm definitely going to be a champion. I got him tired very easily. And the truth is I was only really defending. The only things that made him tired was I was just defending his takedowns over and over and over again. In the striking element, he wasn't flashy, super fast. So I feel like, you know, I thought Shavkat was going to beat Belal in the first case. I feel like definitely Belal is going to benefit from having 25 minutes of footage to watch. And I feel like Belal can definitely go out there and get the win, as can Shavkat, because the more aggressive you are against someone like Shavkat, the more holes you could possibly open up for him to finish you. So I'm still massively intrigued by that fight. And, you know, I believe I'm going to be fighting probably the loser of that fight next, because I believe I'm one fight away from a world title fight again still. It's just one step backwards.